Hello everybody, this is Peter the Rock. It's a Friday the 13th of September, and as you can probably tell from the view, I'm looking along the HS2 Colne Valley Viaduct, longest bridge in Britain, exceeds the Firth of the Forth Bridge and is 2.1 miles long. And as you can probably see in the distance, two things of interest. One is that it curves around, I think, more sharply than averagely to the left, just up there about 400 or 500 yards ahead. You can just about see cars on the Harville Road. I've never seen so many ducks. Fantastic. But the most interesting thing is perhaps something you can't see, which is Dominique. Dominique used to be visible from this point for well over a year, but it's being dismantled this week, I think, and I can hear a train, Chiltern Line train, I'm hopefully today I'm going to go a bit further. My battery's a bit low, but I'm going to go a bit further and see if I can see where Dominique is being dismantled. So please go on to another video if you want to see that now. One feature is one of my favourites, the spiral staircase, just the other side of the viaduct. And as you can see, the progress on the sound baffles is happening. It's got as far as pier number, I think that's number 19, 18, it's between 18 and 17. So there is some movement, even though it's a Friday afternoon. There's a little crane up there. There are a few orange suited people, and as some of you more enthusiastically may know, they had the HS2 had the topping out ceremony last Thursday. That's 8 days ago. I sort of half attended it. I couldn't get an invite to the actual ceremony, but I joined in a little bit with the celebrations in the pub afterwards. Met a few of the orange suited people who of course were by this time in plain clothes. On a friendly basis, they were all celebratory mode. My friend Steve Walker, hello Steve, explained what topping out actually means in the building trade, and it's almost literally where they put the top on some building, which of course is not appropriate for a viaduct. But I think in this case it means that the last segment was inserted into the viaduct. The segments are, well, you can see them. If you look carefully, you can see the dividing lines between the segments. The structures supporting the segments are called piers. Here's one above me, in front of me, P-I-E-R-S, not P-E-E-R-S. And there are 4 different types of piers, apparently, four designs. And, you know, there's an absolutely massive tonnage of viaduct, which I'm about to go under. I'm walking along a path along, it's called the Colne Valley Trail. It's also called the London Loop. There's quite a nice view locally of the viaduct. Anyway, at this topping out ceremony, there are lots of videos on it on YouTube and elsewhere, some by HS2. There seem to be hundreds of orange suited people watching the last segment go in, and it sort of didn't fit. It was a bit there, you see, can you hear the resonance in my voice? Ever so slightly. It was ever so slightly too small, but I imagine that they got enough Evo stick or glue, other brands are available, and fitted it into its right place by now. Now, the other interesting thing about this bit, you know where I am. I've just walked away from the Grand Union Canal, and the ground has been return to nature already here. There is mud all around me. Mud is all around. So there's not much more to do here apart from attach the sound barriers and to the sides of the trackway, and then ultimately put in rail and the catenaries so that a train can run. But this is quite a good view because you can see the end of one set of sound baffles, or waffles as I call them, over there, and up more or less above me is that end, and those two shall meet in the traditional sound baffle waffle meeting system. The steps that are there over there, I think, are the remnants of a footpath that the engineers used to use to cross the canal. Obviously they don't need that anymore because they've got the viaduct, which is a much more convenient way of doing it. They've expanded, one of the interesting things here is that they've expanded the buoys and the catchment area quite a bit out. It's about 20 yards out from the viaduct. That's there to catch not dropped hammers and the rest of it, but oil and all sorts of fluids, maybe glue, that might accidentally fall off the viaduct, to catch that and stop it polluting this lake. But you all know all that, I'm sure. It's just nice to remind people, and especially any new people watching this channel, about how it all works. Not that I know how it all works. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk along to a favourite place. I call it the Disco Light place, and see what sort of view is there. Thanks a lot for watching. It's Peter the Rock. It's Friday the 13th. Thanks.